Right there, this is exactly what you want. That's a nice smoke ring right there. When that bend like that, look, it want to fall off by itself. This is all done on my little 22-inch Weber kettle. Don't need nothing fancy. So I got 2 slabs of ribs here. What I'm doing right now is removing the membrane. It's a step not really necessary, but I like to do it just so that the seasoning penetrate through the meat itself and not that membrane. If you like the membrane, you like the crunchiness, keep it on. I would normally take this off and give it to the dog, but I'm gonna leave it on. Just cook. Maybe I'll take it off the next one. Got that one. I pre-rinsed them already, but it's ribs, a lot of blood. Take out this extra fat. That ain't gonna do nothing for you. They're a little bit frozen. Not frozen, but they really cold. Ideally, you want it to be at least right out of the fridge, or especially room temperature. Well, not really room temperature, but you want it to be semi-cold when you're putting it on the grill, so that, because smoke sticks, the colder, well, I guess it's like the coldness helps the smoke stick to the meat. Get my knife, cut off this little extra fat, since it don't want to peel. Do the same thing here. Get your butter knife, get it between that membrane and the bone. Try to get it as far as you can. Just pull it up. And what I do, give me a napkin. Napkin help you grip the skin better, grip that membrane better. So it's way easier to pull off versus you just trying to do it with your fingers. If it rip the first time, don't worry, just go back and get the rest. They normally pull off in one piece. Got a little bit of that membrane left, so I'm just gonna do the same thing. Get that knife under that membrane. What you do too is rub your finger up under it. That also separates it much better. Finger up on it, and peel the rest off. That's it for the membrane. Got no more. Also wipe them off a little bit. That extra wetness off of it. Now another step that I'm gonna do, again, you don't have to do it, but I like to get this part to the dog, and they cook a little quicker this way. Take off that hard bone right here. Use some shears, even a sharp knife will take it off. Get that to the dog later. Also, I'm gonna trim off the little end piece, make it a little more square. Go the extra mile and cut that whole little rib tip section off, but I'm gonna keep that on. I like how it come out a lot more even like that. So this end section here a little thin, so I know that's gonna burn up and crisp too much, so I'm gonna cut that off. Also, this little section right here is thin also, so I'm gonna take that off so it cook more even and have a better product at the end. And more treats for the dog. Any little thin pieces, you want to just trim it off, because that's just going to crisp up and going to overcook. That over there. Do the same with this. Trim this off, you got a nice flat, more even piece of meat, and it's gonna cook a little faster and much more even. So like with the pork belly, gonna put a little mustard on it just so the seasoning stick to it. You got some olive oil, put a little olive oil. You got some Pam, put the Pam. I would rather the Pam, but we ain't got no more right now. So just a little bit. Just enough to get the surface moist. Baking over, same thing. You don't need much. You don't need to slather it. Just put enough. Just enough. Nice piece of rib right here. I like how that would look. So, since I'm cooking it meat side up, I want to season the bone side first. So once I flip it over, season it, then I just go out there on the grill and throw it on. So I got two different types of seasoning today. I got me like a cilantro lime type deal going on here with a little citrus. And here it's a little smokiness, and it's more of a jerk base. So let's get into it. After I get this glove on. With this one, with the jerk one, this one got some pepper in it, so I ain't gonna use this on that one. Just throw a little bit of that on there. Just because I like the texture. Yeah, we gonna throw that seasoning. Make sure you get some good coverage, liberally, generously. Sorry. Hold that flat. Press it on in, don't rub it. You don't want to rub it, then you're going to just mess up the end result of it. Pat it down. Same thing this side. So, I'm going to do that last. Put the pepper on last. mediums. Gee, told them next time bring me a pair of larges. You know, kids, they lazy down and look for nothing. So let's go on with this one. This is a much thicker consistency. I like that. That's gonna give you a good texture at the end. As you can see, I don't really use salt because pretty much every seasoning you use, it already got salt in it, especially if you use multiple seasonings. Pretty much every seasoning got salt in it. Unless you're using something with no sodium, low sodium. Try to stay away from the salt when especially when I'm using multiple seasonings. As you can see, this one is much lighter than this one. This one got more paprika and a little cocoa powder. Stuff that's gonna give it that color. This one, like I say, it's a more like citrusy blend. So ain't nothing really in there that's gonna make it dark. But the smoke on that grill is still gonna give it a nice dark color. Just, make sure it's well seasoned. It's my first time trying a citrus rub, but we'll see what happens. I know it's gonna come out good anyway. I ain't tripping. All right, so gonna let that chill, and I'm gonna set up that grill. We'll be back. So like I said earlier, set the grill up the same way. What I did different this time was I didn't use a water pan, and I added more coals because I wanted to start the grill hotter. Since it's late in the day, I want these to cook kind of fast. Do meat side up. Set the ribs away from the fire. You don't want it directly over the fire. This way. Should have had 2 gloves, but that's all right. And you always want the fire, the smoke coming over the meat. So what I'm gonna do is put my top vent on the opposite side of the heat. So I'll probably check back in an hour just to see where the fire is, and I'm gonna adjust the lid according to where the head at. I normally let them rest for at least 10 minutes, but I think the wife hungry. You see that right there? That's what you want. Good bark. Good color at least. This the jerk ribs right here. What I like to do so you get some direction, I like to flip it over so you can see the bones better, so you can see how the meat going, so you can cut it better. These are hot, so I just took them off the grill, so fuck it. So, sharp knife. That smoke ring right there, this is exactly what you want. That's a nice smoke ring right there. Oh man, that's flavor, pure flavor.
How long they cook?
These cook for 4.5 hours. I wrapped them at the 3 hour and 30-minute mark. I wrapped it because if I didn't, it would have took much longer for them to get the tenderness that I wanted. If I had the time, I would have just cooked them another 2 hours without the wrap. But the wrap help you cook them quicker. This is exactly what you look for, what you want to look for when you got some good ribs. The smoke ring, I'm quite sure it's tender. I ain't even tasted it yet. I know it's tender. That color, that's not burnt. That's just that seasoning is set, and that heat is just married together. Thank you, baby. These are the citrus ribs right here. Well, this slab is the citrus. Same thing. Take it out. I know these coming. Look at that. I'm trying. See, when that bend like that, look, it want to fall off by itself. I ain't even doing nothing to it. Flip it over. Just so you can get a better visual of how to cut it. You don't want to flip it over? Shit, cut it how you want. This one here, it just wanna fall. Look, I ain't even, just came off the meat like a clean bone. Just fell out by itself. This is all done on my little 22-inch Weber kettle. Don't need nothing fancy. Just gotta make it work for you.